morning, everybody. We are going to do a full body workout today. And so a little bit of everything. Totally lied. Good morning, everybody. We are going to do an upper body workout with some core. So we're going to go through all the exercises. I'm going to do it in one giant set for you guys right now, which you can totally do. You can break them up, two exercises, whatever works for you. But this will make a whole, probably like 45-minute workout if you go through and do 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps sort of thing. All right, so we're going to start with a row. I'm going to set up with the, so most of these exercises we've done before, different order, maybe slightly different variation, but nothing, no mystery here. I'm going to stand on the middle, like you could use the handled one, right? You just won't have quite so much tension. You want to start by making sure those shoulders get back and down, the back is pretty flat. Maybe a little bit higher than 90 degrees, knees slightly bent. Squeeze all the way up, release down. Set the shoulders back and down, up, back down. So we're going to do 10 of these. Just going to keep working through. Resetting each time, making sure you control the way down. Obviously, you don't have bench, you can do that with dumbbells. The next one we're going to do is a seated lat pull down. So you want to be a little bit closer, more directly under the band, just for this variation, right? So we're going to set the shoulders back and down, squeeze down, all the way back up with control. Shoulder set first. This is if you were on a cable machine at the gym, shoulder set, squeeze down. Going 10 to 12 reps of this. This one, depending on how much resistance you have, you may want to knock out a set of 15. So long as you're keeping that good form and controlling it, right? It can be tempting with the band, so just let the band take over on the return. Because it's sort of naturally pulling you in that direction. Try and avoid that. So you're going to get 10 to 12 of those, maybe 15 if you've not. If you've got less tension than you might use with the cable machine. Third exercise is going to be a straight arm pull down. So obviously you can vary the tension by how far out you go, right? And it's also going to depend slightly how up these are. You want to hinge your hips back, squat the shoulders down, squeeze back, all the way back in. Shoulders back and down, squeeze down, all the way back up. It's the same thing, 10 to 12 of these. So this should be starting to add up at this point. We've just done 3 back exercises in a row. We're actually going to do a 4th. Right, so just make sure you're really setting the shoulders, squeezing down. Give yourself that moment at the back of the range of motion to really let things kick in. Nice and controlled back up. Final back exercise. It's going to just be a traditional sort of bent over row. Just going to show you one side of it for the purposes of getting it going, right? So we're going to start with the palm facing towards the back. Back nice and flat. Shoulder, same thing. Rolls back and down, and then come up, twist as you go. So just in naturally setting the shoulder blade, the weight starts to rotate, right? So that shoulder rotates back and down. It already sets the kind of motion. We want to make sure that shoulder sets, otherwise you're going to end up pulling with the bicep and the arm, and not with the back. So same thing, 10 to 12 on each side. Find a weight that's semi-challenging towards the end. Like I said, there'll be a little fatigue in the back, that being the 4th back exercise. So now we're going to go to the chest exercises. Just going to do 2 of these. So we're going to do just a regular press on the stability ball. So you want to roll out, head and neck supported, right? Glutes up and squeeze. As you come down, pull those shoulder blades, pull them together, squeeze back up. Like you're doing a row, like you're pulling the weight towards you, fighting gravity on the way down. Go a little bit faster on the way up. Ball's going to force you to control the movement. Make sure the shoulders stay down. Elbows don't flare out too far from the body. So again, depending on how much weight you have, 10, 12. If you need to make it harder, come down slower, press up slower, right? Increase the time under tension. 6th exercise is going to be chest fly. I'm going to show you a couple of core exercises, and you'll make that one work. So nice and wide, right? Shoulders pinched, but also rolled down. Back neutral, right? So keeping that core rigid. You're going to come out so you start to feel that stretch across the chest, but make sure those shoulders are rolled down, and then squeeze forward. At the end of the range of motion, make sure those shoulders are still down and pinched. And as you open, keep pinching the shoulders, keep them pinched, pull forward. So controlling the range of motion, whichever setup you have. If you're using the bands, try to make sure the band is kind of resting on your palm. Now make sure you're using this, and we're not kind of messing more around with like sort of grip and more arm stuff. All right, so 2 core exercises to finish this out. We're going to do a stability ball core rotation. So working on sort of a twisting motion through our midsection, that area sort of between our rib cage and our hip bone. You want to make sure you're not twisting through that lower back or that lumbar spine. So you're going to grab the resistance band in the outside hand. You're going to nestle a stability ball. You can totally use the bigger one. I'm just using a small one because I think it's a better size for me, but it does not matter how big the stability ball is. You want to have a little tension on the band, and then you're going to squeeze to the midline. Glutes are going to squeeze under a little bit, knees slightly bent. Keep that ball really pressed in, right? So you can use this opposite hand to kind of keep the ball pressed in. But trying not to rotate too much through the hips, trying to keep the hips forward. I'm just going to squeeze. So it's oblique muscles to rotate the band to the outside. Think about like you're trying to move the belly button from the front to the side, but the glutes are going to stay squeezed and under, so the hips, ideally, are not doing much of the rotating. So you should feel that on the side and the outside of the direction you're rotating in, right? But you don't want to be pivoting through the feet or too much pivot to the hips. You may get a little movement there, but the more you squeeze those glutes and keep them under, the more the rotation will come through here and not through rotating the hips to the side, right? So then you're building the power in those obliques for all those twisting movements you may do in your sport. So last but not least, I'm going to do a bear tuck. So you're going to use sliders or your towel or a variation on carpet. I'm going to start in that bear position, and then with the belly button kind of pulled up and into, right, keeping that nice firm abdominal, and then you're just going to tuck the knees in, and then you just want to come back to bear. So it's a relatively small movement. You want to reset the core and the shoulders each time you get back to that bear position. So each time you get back, make sure the shoulders are back and down. Make sure you build some inter-abdominal pressure. You get a nice, firm, rigid, so that your back is staying safe as you come in and out. So that's it. 8 exercises. You can do that 3 or 4 times through. You can mix it with a couple other exercises you want. You can break it up. All right. Enjoy. See everybody tomorrow.